So let's go and talk about three-way calling. Why is this not? There we go. And follow up, no matter what. If you don't follow up, there is absolutely no point in being in this business. This is where everybody fails.
Yep.
Everybody is really great at the initial phone call, and it seems like that phone just weighs a ton. If you do it as a team and you book a follow-up appointment with your upline will help hold you accountable, and you'll be able to do it. Follow up no later than 48 hours, but don't be over anxious. Right? There's that timing that is important. You know, you don't say, here, go to the website, and as soon as you get the thing on your phone, you'll, okay, I see you're through there. All right. Give them a little bit of time. Don't be, you can't make it look like you're sitting there watching the internet, watching your phone, waiting for them to go through it. They're going to go, that doesn't make any sense. I don't want to do that. But when you know they've gone through it, follow up at the appropriate time. Hey, I saw, a couple hours ago, sorry, I've been so busy, I didn't get a chance to call you right away. I saw that you went through my website. Pretty exciting, isn't it? Never ask a question that they can give you an answer no to. So always ask the right questions, keep them excited. Yes?
Now, with Skype, I think it's better probably to get on a Skype than just on the phone, or what?
I mean, a Skype call gives you the advantage of sharing your screen and showing them some information. I use Skype typically only on overseas calls, just so I'm cheap. I don't want to be a long distance phone call. I can call at any time. I can call Australia. I don't very rarely do a Skype call with a video call. Typically, it's just audio and then sharing my screen if I need to show them something. And usually when I'm showing them something, I'm just showing them stuff that they have access to so that they can watch it with me. So here, let me take you here, let me show you where to go get this information. Let me show you my before and after photos. Usually when I'm on Skype, I'm sharing with them my LinkedIn account. And then a few other LinkedIn members so they can see there's other people involved and seeing their befores and afters. So Skype is good.
But are you suggesting it's just better to use phone rather than get into Skype with someone? I'll give you, for instance, I contacted a cousin that lives in Quebec, and she's interested. And we've been talking back and forth, and I'm thinking now I should get
you get your three-way, yeah.
Susan on a Skype and talk to her, right?
Skype or a three-way, a phone call is a phone call whether it's Skype or not. The problem with Skype, if you're not already connected on Skype, then you got to link into each other. Okay, I'm not connected with her. I got to wait for the connection request. I got to do that. If you're already connected, Skype is easy. If you're not connected, setting up a Skype call is inconvenient for them because that person is not connected to Susan, who is your sponsor and your upline, and there's no way that now you got to go connect into her. And now something that could have just been quick over the phone in 5 minutes, you talk on a three-way, and we'll get into the three-way calling. That's next. It was simple. It's now complicated. And then if they can't do it, now they don't find the right address, they get the wrong Susan, it gets frustrating. So that's my experience on Skype. So a three-way call just on your phone is easy.
But it's private, can be that.
It can be, yeah. For training, it's fabulous. So once again, recreate the rapport, be courteous, and it's simple that way. So on page 46, progress plan. What will I begin to do or stop doing because of this information? Write that down. This is for you only. Keep in mind that this weekend, this Saturday, is for you to break out of your comfort zone, to learn a few skills that maybe you didn't have before, to reaffirm some things that you're doing right, and maybe to blatantly show you some of the things that you're doing wrong. That's what this is all about. Now, three-way calling. I can tell you right now there's not enough three-way calling going on in the Sun. There's not. Okay? So, and I think if you all look at yourself and ask, when the last time you did a three-way call, we still are all like I was when I first started, and Dennis was when he first started, and many of us, we don't want to bother our upline because the person might say no and I'll look stupid. Or even worse, the person might not even be there and I might just get a voicemail. And that's our psychology. I've been there. Dennis, you've been there. We've done this. We know. You know what's really funny? When I make three-way phone calls, I phone Dennis. He's not even in the company. Dennis, I need an upline. You're my upline today. I do that. Yeah, Craig, I got a few minutes. He does the same thing. He does the same thing in his company. Craig, I need you on the phone as a testimonial. And my very first answer is, somebody's phoning about a testimonial on Dennis. Okay, Dennis is a jerk. And they always do that. They go, why? I go, no, Dennis is a jerk. But don't worry, he's your jerk. And that's a good thing to have, because sometimes you need to have a jerk. He was always good cop, bad cop. I was always good cop. He was always bad cop. He plays a really good bad cop. But you gotta sometimes have a little bit of fun. Yes?
Okay, so I do feel that way. I don't want to bug you, or I don't want to bug you, but are you going to be bugged?
You're not going to be, are you kidding me? This is what we're all waiting for. In order to build this business, go back to what we talked about in the morning. When you're building this business, you need to be doing the activities that are building your team. And if a one-on-one call isn't going to build your team, because it's not duplicatable, it's not a word, duplicable, replicable. Okay, duplicatable. I like duplicatable. I just like it.
It is a word now.
It's my own word. It's a Craigism. Duplicatable. And it's not duplicatable because you will never build your team because they think they have to be you. So if that doesn't work, why on earth do you continue to do it when you know it won't build a team? And we all know this. Maria, you've been in the business as long as we have. We've done it a lot of years. We know that 2-on-1 calls work. 3-way calling works. It works every time. It works all the time. And you know why it works? Because at the end of the call, when I'm talking to that person and I say, you see how easy this business is? Susan introduced me. Susan didn't say a word. I did all the work, and now you're excited. Do you see how simple it is? Look how much work Susan had to do. Or look how much work Maria had to do. All she had to do was phone me, get me on the phone. I'm a professional. I've been doing this for 20 years. I'm the vice president of Cassandra, so you couldn't be talking to a better person unless you're talking to Peter or Gene. So I'm like third in command here. How could it be any better? You can do the same thing. And they all say the same. They always say that. They always say the same thing. I can do that. I can pick up the phone, and I can do that. And wow, think about a company that's in its infancy stages where you have access to having a 3-way call with me. It's great. Now, I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but right now I've got time. Because nobody's doing 3-ways. So we have time for this. Use my abilities that are there. Let me talk to your people on the phone. Get that chicken list out. Let me hold you accountable. Send me your Romar. Send it to me. I'll hold you accountable. That's what Dennis used to do to me in our previous businesses. Craig, I need your Romar. We didn't call it Romar back then. I said, that comes from Susan. That's Susan's idea there, Romar. Romar stands for Record of My Activity Report. Romar. It's right there. That's what Romar is. And he'd make me do it. I'd be up and he'd go, Craig, what'd you do today? What are you going to do? Who are you going to talk to? He goes, you want me to hold your feet to the fire? Hold your feet to the fire. As soon as you say stop, I'll stop. As soon as you say I don't want it anymore, he goes, hey, Craig, I'll stop calling you. But you know what's going to happen. You're going to derail because you get off track. You've all done the same thing. We all have the excuses. Oh, I had to deal with this today, and I had to do that, I had to get my nails done, and then I had to go walk the dog. And then I had to eat, and then I had to go in the garden, and I had to go to a bunch of gardening, and that was 4 or 5 hours. And then by the time I got it, it was too late. And we've always got the excuses as to why we can't do this business. And then we look at the end of the day, and we look at our record of my activity report, and we realize why we're not successful. Because we didn't do any 3-ways. So let's talk about a 3-way phone call. What is a 3-way phone call? Immediate action. It's a teaching tool, team approach, and it builds a relationship, and it will promote rapid success. I guarantee you'll have the success. Okay, 3-way call, how that works. Okay, sorry. That's old school. Okay, that's better. Okay, 3-way calling, how does it work? Gotta have it. Do stuff. Okay, so everybody's got one of these little cell phones. And most of them are set up to do 3-way calls automatically. You just gotta hit the extra call button, learn how to do it, grab your manual, and learn how to do a 3-way phone call. And I'd say most phone plans have it for free. Some don't. Double check with your provider. Make sure you can do it. iPhone's pretty simple. You can even merge multiple calls in an iPhone. 5.
That's one too.
Pretty cool. So, what are the types of calls? For three-ways. You got new customers and or distributors. You want to do a three-way call, follow up, welcome. Three-way call for testimonials. Sometimes you just need a testimonial. As I said to Dennis, Dennis gets me on the phone with his customers in his other business because I'm a testimonial. Because I do happen to use his software. So it's pretty easy for me to say that, and I don't say Dennis is a jerk. Because he knows my story. When he uses me as a testimonial, guess what? My story never changes. So when he talks about that in our business, he knows what my story is. So when his customer comes back to him and says, oh my God, Craig called you a jerk. Oh yeah, I am a bit, but I'm your jerk. So he knows the story. It doesn't change. It's the same time. It's the same story all the time. Sometimes I don't use the J word. Sometimes I use the A word. Sometimes. Depends on who I'm talking to. But we're being filmed, so I can't use that. Touch base calls with the downline. You know, how often do you not know what's going on in your team? Your team is the lifeblood of your organization. You should know what's going on. Hold your team accountable to you, but you be accountable to them. It's a two-way street. Get your team, know what's going on, and as master distributors, you know, we've got two here in the room, that your team needs you, you need your team, and you should know what's going on. And then you report that back to us, so I know what's going on, so I know the hotbeds, so I know what I can do to help you be successful. Good news, announcements, stuff like that. When things are going on, three-way calls are great. Get on the phone with your sponsor and call all the people on your team. Let them know what's going on. You know, right now when you get back home, good news announcement is going to be, obviously, we announced GSF and the new I can call it Super Faster program, the car program. That's really cool. But do not get on the phone tomorrow. I'm going to repeat this. Do not get on the phone tomorrow with the people on your team that are not here and tell them everything that happened and then what they missed. Because if you go and tell them what they missed, they will realize that they didn't need to be here. Because you are going to now spend the next 3 days telling all your team about all the stuff you did. You don't have time for that. What you have time to do tomorrow is get on the phone, start making some calls, and start making some three-ways and start reaching out. And when your team phones you and says, so how was Saturday and Friday? You'll say, it was great, sorry, you weren't there. It's going to be really hard for you. It's going to be really, really hard. Sorry, you weren't there. I haven't got time to explain it. You needed to be there to see what it was all about. And too bad you missed out on the most important announcement in Lysandra's history about the new program. You couldn't come, and you had every opportunity. You could have been here live, or you could be online. And like I said, when you get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, once again, great for you guys in Australia. Yeah. Tony and Katrina, and Shirley on her vacation, because I want to say that to people, and Vivienne, the people that are online that couldn't be here, they took the time out of their schedule because it was important. You are here today because it's important. It's important for you. You're the leaders. You're the new leaders of Lysandra. Today is your first 45 days in Lysandra. No matter how much experience you have, today starts your first 45 days. So when they call you, say, oh boy, Craig was funny, Dennis was a jerk, it was really great. Too bad you weren't there. You know what, I'll call you in a week. I'm really busy right now. I've got a lot of calls to make and people to talk to. I'm on track right now to go and get a free car, and you know, after I get that done, if you're interested, we'll certainly be more than happy to help you. You've got to be strong with those people. You have to be. Don't waste your time telling them what happened this weekend, and do not share this booklet. This booklet is yours. It's golden. You were here. You took the time. You paid to be here. It's time to be here. This is your information to build your team. You share it with the people when your new people are coming in, and teach them how to do it. And we'll have another Super Saturday and another Super Saturday. And Rachel, when you get back to Dallas, we're going to set up Super Saturdays there, and as your team grows, and you'll be able to be putting these on all around in Atlanta, in New York, as we go around the world, and in Australia. That's right, Tony and Katrina, you guys will be able to do it. And when you get back, Shirley, to Salmon Arm, we can do them there. And Vivienne, when you get back with your team, everybody that's on there. And we can do it in Florida as well. It doesn't matter where you are. This is going to be the way to build your team. Got to give them the tools, but you got to be here to see the tools. There we go. Long distance training 3-ways. That is on the training 3-ways. I think that's better on Skype. Okay, so if we're talking about Skype, because now they're distributors, you're already hooked up, and now you can go and show people the different sites that you have to see. So that's really important. Now, role playing. We don't have time to do a whole bunch of role playing here on 3-way calls, but you'll be able to see on page 47. Okay, you've got a whole bunch of different ones. I want you to remember the scripts. They're there for you on how to do it, what 3-way calls are all about, how simple they are. It's just a matter of picking it up. The best way to role play with this is to set up some calls and do them. You can't do a bad 3-way call. As Dennis said, if you blow it as the upline, the person that did it say, yeah, well, can you believe that? I mean, you know, he's making or she's making a whole bunch of money. I know she blew it. Sorry about that. Imagine how much money we can make. And we did that time and time again. But if you call me to do a 3-way, trust me, I won't blow it. It won't be a problem. We'll end up with a yes or a no. We will.